What up? Oh, hang on. I muted Bam because he was coughing into the microphone and stuff.
I can't help it. I am a bag of germs. Okay. Just be glad I'm not there coughing all over you.
I am glad. Actually, I'm grateful.
And I see you got the mic back.
The mic is working right now. I had to jimmy rig the. How do you want to lift it? Because it might disconnect. I had to jimmy rig the wire around the base of the mic so it wouldn't move. It won't move.
Well, at least you're thinking.
Yeah, I watched MacGyver. I did. How's everybody doing tonight?
I like MacGyver.
And so I know. I usually don't do Sundays, but you know what? It's late enough in the day. Everybody's winding down already. It's time to get ready for work tomorrow. And then this little mosquito in my ear say, "Hey, Vanessa's live right now."
I did. I texted him. I said, "Hey, she's live," and I said, "an hour and a half already." And I was watching her for, I don't know, the last half hour. Snooze freaking Bill. And I even got big enough balls. She's talking about somebody. She's just like, "Oh, he's this and he's that and he's this and he's that." So I type. I said, "Who?"
Wait. Yeah, and we'll get to that. Don't spoil it yet.
Okay.
Don't spoil it just yet.
Okay.
How you doing, everyone?
How you doing? What the hell? I guess I don't need the little dashes. Maybe that's the situation going on there. Yep, that was the situation there. So, I'm surprised they're still together with all the shit that's gone on between the two of them.
Who are we talking about?
Your ass.
Oh,
I like that, didn't you?
Running. Yes, I loved it. Beautiful. That was good. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Damn. He walked right in. You're right. He walked right into it.
Right in like to a brick wall. That was beautiful.
I was trying to wait for the perfect time to do it, and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait because otherwise I'm just going to start laughing.
That was good. I'm proud of you for that one.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I have my moments.
Oh, my goodness.
I have my moments.
Yeah, playoff, the baseball postseason is here. So even though my Cubbies are not in it, representing the Cubs, Didi, doesn't look like your boys are going to make it this time. Mets aren't looking too good today.
Well,
or is it over already? Are they dead?
Who's dead?
The Mets.
I don't know. I know nothing about the Mets. I don't. It's sports. All I know is that I hate football season because it will freck up your news and your TV shows for weeks.
Oh, calm down.
It's the only thing in the world. 5 minutes left in your game. 5 minutes. can last 4 fucking hours.
You know, as a kid, I used to get pissed off when I could not watch 60 Minutes at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock because the football game was still going on. As a kid, I would get mad about that.
Oh, it still burns my ass. How can 5 minutes last 4 fucking hours?
Yeah, Bam's not a sports guy. In case you missed that one. So
see, Jay Villa, she's right there with me. Just like probably 90% of the room. Now, don't get me wrong. Some women do love football.
Hey, yeah, they do. A lot of women do.
Lay down. Nobody
All right.
likes you.
So we're going to have another episode of the VT Chronicles starting in just a couple of minutes.
VT.
I do want to remind everyone about... I want to remind everyone about the raffle we got going on.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't really pushed it hard because I'll wait till tonight and tomorrow. The raffle for a Apple Watch Series 8. 41 millimeter in midnight black. That's the color.
$20 a ticket.
Brand spanking new, and I haven't even received it yet. That's how new it is. I don't even have it yet. They're still building it.
Uh-huh.
And I'll have it in a couple days. And that is $20 to get a raffle ticket. Totally worth it. I'd say get 3. 3 is a good number. And you can cash at me with for your ticket purchase at $ Manny behind the mic. Or if you don't have Cash App, you can use PayPal. That's fine as well. The same thing at Manny behind the mic. If you live locally within an hour from me, I will deliver the watch to you if you are the winner and you live locally. If you're out of town, out of state, out of the country, I will ship it to you. So no worries as to where you are. We will get it to you. And more on that later. But feel free. I should update the numbers, but you know what? Not tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. We'll start fresh on Monday.
See, at least I don't go off screen and go. I do it right in front of you, so you know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it sounds like a sinus problem. Of course, I didn't even have my pen either.
Yeah, Jessica, that's fine.
What's fine?
Jessica's gonna Zelle me, and I'm gonna Cash App it to you.
Okay. And let's see. One more here.
What the hell am I doing? I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Really, I don't know what I'm doing.
Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
Oh, and if you're free tomorrow, 6 p.m., join us right here. 6 p.m., we're going to have a Pampered Chef party. So I'm going to be selling the Pampered Chef. And in case if you are unaware, which I was until I started messing around on the website, all of the unglazed stoneware, just like your normal pizza stones, your bar stones, cookie sheets, if it's not glazed, it's 15% off through the whole entire month of October. So the round pizza stone is normally $60. Right now it's like $48. So tomorrow night, 6 p.m. right here, we're going to have a Pampered Chef party. Join us. I'll show you. I have a lot of the product. I'm going to be actually showing you my product. We'll be showing some of the stuff from the website, and we're going to talk about a lot of the pantry items, like the spices and the beer breads and the cake mixes and things like that. So,
yep, this will be the BAM show tomorrow night at 6.
Yes. I'm going to suffer through it.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
No, I'm going to suffer through it because of my head cold thing going on here. And kind of bear with me because I'm kind of multitasking for about another 2 or 3 minutes, and then you'll have my undivided attention. So please bear with me.
Well, we're gonna get started on this VT Chronicles video because it's how long is it? Hour? It's
2 hours.
2 hours and a
minutes.
half. 2:37 it went.
So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be there with you in a couple of minutes.
So some of the VT Chronicles we're gonna skip through, unless it's really engaging and it captures you. If it captures us, then we'll show it. But if it gets, and then we'll just skip right through it. So
The music
should I
has
start
gotta
it?
go. It sounds like it's skipping.
What's skipping?
Sounds like that music is skipping.
Nah, it does it on purpose. Next track. So I found a way. I'm going to take all these tracks and just put them back to back to back to back so I don't have to click each one at a time. And sometimes I forget and the song cycles over and over, which is fine if it's a good song for that. But not all songs are good for that. So anyway, I'm going to get started.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
2 hours and 37 minutes, and we'll skip through as much of this as we need to. How does that sound? And this is from just a couple hours. This is just ended about
just like 20 minutes ago.
Half an hour, 20 minutes ago? Yeah, something like that.
All right, I'm here. I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, there you go. You got a private comment there, buddy?
I do?
Yes, you do.
Let me go read it.
Even though they already mentioned that earlier, but there you go, live.
Hello.
Okay. And if you want, you can Cash App and send your number that you want to take between 1 and 50. There's only 7 numbers taken right now. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day with it, so it's a good chance to pick your number that you want right now. So let's get rid of that. And we'll get this started. Is you ready?
Sure. Oh. Sinead, we're not talking about that right now. Shh, keep that under the blanket.
Uh-oh.
There's no sound. Did y'all notice?
There's no sound.
Well, maybe there is. Did y'all notice we have a new scrubs? We're wearing black scrubs now.
Actually, unless you changed in the middle of the freaking thing, they're brown.
Oh. Well, when I noticed it, I guess they are brown. When I noticed it, it was dark out.
Yeah, it was in the car at night. You got sound? Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
She keeps playing music. Knowing she'll get blocked by Facebook, and she keeps on with the music.
That's all right. I was going to say something, but Manny's like, no, shh, we're not talking about that now.
Oh. Depends what we're talking about.
My comments over on her site.
You commented?
I told you I did. You said, shh, we're not talking about that now. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I didn't know you commented, though.
Oh, my God. Yes. I said I got big enough balls to finally say something over there on her site. And you're like, shh, we're not talking about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's hold off. I wish you wouldn't play the damn music, but
she's doing Vanessa. Vanessa does Vanessa.
She don't care.
Well, she don't something.
She thinks she's cool playing that music. You ain't cool, Vanessa.
Oh, leave VT alone.
Happy Sunday to all of you.
Oh, happy Sunday to you too, girl.
Right now,
She's about to what?
this is a political post. It's a political post. This is Vanessa Tijerina coming at you live here in the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. Let me see. Let me park somewhere really quickly because I don't want to wait to get home to do this.
Oh.
Let me hope all of you are enjoying your Sunday. I hope all of you are enjoying your Sunday.
I am now. Thank you very much.
as you all know, I had an unorthodox childhood, a very different one, right? Both of my biological parents were very young. They were 17 when they had me, both of them, and so my grandmother was very authoritative over my mom, and my grandmother did not give my mom a
Oh,
choice.
what the hell?
She raised me. I go like that because I feel bad for my mom, because my mom she couldn't do anything about it. My grandmother was a very strong woman, and you can't blame her. You can't blame her. You really can't, because my mom was gonna, go, and my mom was, she was gonna go start her life, and the whole pregnancy, my mom was living with my grandma, and so I got the idea of me, she started to love the idea of me, and then she didn't really
So,
so much
by the
love the
way,
idea of,
just so you know, I'm already bored. Tomorrow's her court date. 8:15 a.m. They start the jury selection.
so glad that she did that.
And somebody asked me earlier, have you decided on tomorrow?
One of the strange, and you know what I'm gonna do? One of the strange things
Probably.
is, let me just show you. It's so funny that I can just show you.
Probably
I don't even know
go.
why I'm even. My grandmother would drop me off when she would go to work.
What is this? What is this?
I look, as soon as I see it, I smile. I love it.
She on crack?
I love it. You don't know how many hours my childhood, from the age of 4. Let me see if I can do this the right way. Watch. Let me make sure that I clean.
Oh God! Keep us out of your off your chest. We don't want to see that.
Okay.
What's she showing us? Oh,
That's
a house.
the library. That's our public library.
Oh, okay.
That's the courthouse. My grandmother used to work at that courthouse before the courthouse was moved over there in the early 80s. And then it was actually moved to this building in the 90s. But so I'd make a little trail from here, and I'd walk over there for lunch, and then I'd walk back from lunch. And so she'd drop me off here at 9, and this is what she'd do. And I was usually
your mother was a
where
honky?
those windows were. And I was supposed to hear her honk. And as soon as I heard her honk, I would come into my car. I'm sorry, come to her car. Our car. So she had a deal with Miss Norma Cole, the head librarian.
So I thought there was no court either, but there is court on Columbus Day.
So as long
They've reduced Columbus Day to just a kind of a holiday.
Well,
They
it is
did
just
that.
kind of like.
They did that to Christopher.
right, and I learned.
Yeah, but the banks are still closed, aren't they?
And
Yeah, I think so.
Are you kidding? It was
No school either.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's contract.
Amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. I loved it. I love the periodicals the most, because that was current events, current information, current happening right now or within the last few months, or they're working on it, and this is what's happening in the world, right? In little old Raymondville, Texas, Willisey County, the Rio Grande Valley. And so I had that. And then, of course, I love the encyclopedias.
If you want me to forward this at any
This
point,
was before
I'll gladly go forward.
searching. This was before computers. This was before I had to read everything.
Maybe we can cut this 2.5 hours down to about 40 minutes. That'd be great too.
I'm okay with that, because right now, she's not even tickling my ass.
Was fiction. I didn't like it. I did not like fiction because it wasn't literal. It wasn't literal. It wasn't real. It was someone's made up story. that they.
That's your life is a made up story.
This is true.
Why am I going to be reading this fantasy stuff? This is not real. I like real, true information. I like science. I like.
You live in a freaking fantasy. In case you didn't notice, your life is a fantasy.
Oh no, come on,
Is
be
it
nice.
Your stories are fantasy.
Oh, be nice now.
happening, history, like real stuff. And one thing that I read there is a lot of information I came across before most people should even be
Go ahead, say it.
introduced to it. Like slavery, racism, sexism, issues, because those weren't current events. It was like, what's the big deal? AIDS, all that, what's the big deal? Like, what is the big issues here? And so I started knowing about issues right off the bat, right? And I loved biographies. And all of that kind of stuff led me to very strong people, which led me to, I always tell you, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The top tier is reaching self-actualization, which hardly any humans hardly ever reach. And that's just.
Yeah, self-actualization. I'm sure she read that when she was 8, right?
Yeah.
Sure, Bob.
Just basically you being the best person you can be, and even the best of the people of our society don't even reach that. They reach like the tier before that, or the second to the last tier before that. Either way, I read about people like that. Later on in my life, whenever all of this bad stuff started happening to my life, right? Remember, everything was fine.
Everything was fine
until Vanessa had to get strong.
Vanessa had to get strong, and that's when everything went down the shitter. Because Vanessa got strong. Not because Vanessa did wrong things that she shouldn't have. Her crime was that she got strong.
Everything was fine until Vanessa had to get strong. And they underestimated Vanessa because I don't know, I guess they thought collectively we're smarter than her. Why? Because you're the law enforcement? No.
This is too freaking weird, man. I'm gonna try. Okay.
No. Oh, because you have a lawyer? No. I promise you, your lawyer's not smarter than me. Every single obstacle in front of me that they started doing to me, and I was just like, what? Like how? And then I started feeling really insulted. Like, not only are you coming after my life, you're coming after in every single way. You just want me to stop. You want me to stop empowering people to vote, register to vote, go to vote. You want me just to stop empowering people, period, right? So during the last 7 years, I learned of somebody from Texas that was very much a Martin Luther King, JFK type. He was Hispanic. And I've been following his story because literally this was a strong, smart Hispanic man that almost became the governor of Texas. They were so afraid of him rising to power that they framed him. They framed him. Yeah, they did.
You guys' comments are awesome.
The people in power back in the 60s, 70s. Yes. Don't believe me? I was at the Dollar General right now getting something random that, whatever, right? And I'm walking away and I never get the newspaper because I always read the news.
I never get the newspaper because I always read the news.
Exactly.
Wait. I never get the newspaper because I always read the news.
Exactly.
That's why I put the Twilight Zone on there. Okay. So the other reason I want to leave this and kind of play as much of it as we can. Tomorrow she's got court, and we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Don't know if she's going to get shackled up, do the perp walk, or what. So this might be it for a little while. So let's try to grin and bear it for a little bit. I'll skip to the real boring stuff.
And every so often, quite often actually, his name always crosses my mind because this man almost died in jail. It worked. They ruined his life. They ruined his life. They hijacked his life. Exactly what they're trying to do to me is what they accomplished with this man. And I'm going to read you about him. I'm going to read it. I was walking away and I was like, wait a minute, something caught my attention. And it was the local Harlingen newspaper. And then I saw what it was about. And I was like, there's no way. I literally just thought of him this morning. This morning I thought of him. When I was making those videos about my life, the ones that I just posted, I thought of him. I think of him. I think of all of the great, most strongest people in the world. That's what keeps me. It's unfortunate that they're all men, but that's never bothered me.
Unfortunately,
right?
Yeah.
There's not a story in history of a woman that I can think of other than Cleopatra. But even then her injustice wasn't, she was able to avoid a lot of injustice until the very end, right? She was actually smarter than everybody around her.
Wait, is she trying to compare herself to Cleopatra?
That's what I think.
Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I think I heard.
Okay,
anybody else hear that?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Making those videos about my life, the ones that I just posted, I thought of him. I think of him. I think of all of the great, most strongest people in the world. That's what keeps me. It's unfortunate that they're all men, but that's never bothered me, right? There's not a story in history of a woman that I can think of other than Cleopatra. But even then her injustice wasn't, she was able to avoid a lot of injustice until the very end, right? She was actually smarter than everybody around her, right? And so I love you, Christina. Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know anything about Cleopatra. So
she's the queen of the Nile.
I'm going to look it up real quick while she's...
And she was in love with Mark Antony.
And was there some kind of crime involved or something?
Oh, she was the queen of the Nile. And I believe she was murdered.
Oh, similar to Vanessa. Queen of D-Nile. Get it?
There you go. Now you got the comparison.
Make sure you can send that mail-in ballot this early. I don't know if you can send it this early. Are you sure? I think once you get it, you can send it. Let me tell you this story. And I'm barely opening up the paper. I'm going to read you this story. I'm going to show you his picture. His family.
Jessica, I haven't seen that yet if you sent it, so just
here
making
Texas,
you aware of that.
Especially in the Rio Grande Valley, especially South Texas, especially like cities like Crystal City, for example, at Couch Elso, Willacy County. In the majority of agricultural areas where you had a lot of people brown people that were still in the fields. There's some colonialism still had
she killed herself.
Their
That's
meat
right.
on our neck down here
Kelly.
for a long time.
Yep, just saw that.
It's true. Yes. Mm-hmm.
They're $20 a ticket.
The rest of America had brown and black people rising. Oh, you guarantee that the injustice, it wasn't just Cesar Chavez over there, in California. you
In
know, fighting
California.
for, you know, the grape industry and stuff like that, and, you know, equal wages and
The
all
grape
that. It wasn't just
industry.
him.
That would be called the
You
wine
see,
industry, my
that
dear.
kind of took away from
Oh,
the
sweet
stuff that
Jesus.
Texans were dealing with, because all of the attention was over there in California with Cesar Chavez, right? Because of course he was, you know, JF Kennedy, you know, had his attention.
JF Kennedy.
Bobby Kennedy, he had the attention of JFK, Bobby Kennedy, all of them, right? This was little old South Texas, okay? When they started to rise down here, are you kidding? This is the last. If they're gonna get away with anything, it's gonna be in South Texas. Yes, it is. Because
if you're going to get away with anything in the world, it's going to be in South Texas. No place else.
Really
come to South Texas.
Yep.
That the people in power have. They feel that we don't. They don't realize that one day we're all going to collectively realize, hey, we've had the power this entire time because we've had the numbers. We've always outnumbered the people in power. We just never really knew it. We never understood it. We thought that it didn't matter. We thought that we didn't matter. Not enough to make a difference.
That's funny.
So this man barely got out of jail. This is his story. When all of that was happening, if you look up the movie, The Valley of Tears, here in Williston County alone, the Rio Grande Valley is made up of 4 counties: Starr County, Hidalgo County, Cameron County, and Williston County. Williston County is the only one that does not share a border with Mexico. It's the northernmost county, right before Kennedy and Kleber County. And so it had the most whites. It did. Compared to the rest of the population, it did. It did.
Okay,
so
what's the point?
Compared to everybody else, it did.
Who cares?
And so when the people working in the labores, the laborers, the farm workers here in Willacy County, when they were like, well, you know what, we don't like this. And there's people that are making a big old ruckus in Elsa. There's people in Crystal City making a big old ruckus, and they're Hispanics just like us. During these times where there was like school walkouts by Hispanics getting together and saying, we're not going to take this shit anymore. We don't like people saying that we can't speak Spanish. We don't like people hitting our hands with rulers because we can't speak Spanish. Well, the same way that they were having protests in schools, they also had protests because of the conditions in the field, things like that. And I remember Willacy County dealt with that. It was huge. There was an uprising. So here he is.
Oh, there he is.
That's him.
That is him.
Have you ever heard of the story of Ramsey? Yes, like the Egyptian kings. Ramsey?
Yeah, I heard of the story tonight, actually.
Muniz. Have you ever heard of the story of Ramsey Muniz?
Is this her or you, Manny? Oh, I think Manny's on the phone. So I don't know if her internet recording capabilities on her phone, if she's in a bad area or what, but it seems to be paused for some strange reason. And I cannot do anything about it because it's Manny sharing the page, and I can't do anything about it. So we'll just sit here and we'll wait a minute, see if it catches up with itself.
Legacy of boldness. And I hope his family, it's okay, I'll share this link to his family. Listen to this.
Oh.
Look at what they did to this man. Look at what they did to this man. Let me get this.
They put him in prison,
so
is what they did to him.
Transition from, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
oh
right.
my God, and I'm telling you the story right here in front friend of mine. Oh, stomping grounds. This I feel like so at home here. Like you don't even know. You don't even know. Here we go. Ramsey Muniz. Let me describe this picture to you right here. Let me describe him. Look at the way he's standing. Look at just his posture.
Just his
Okay,
posture.
look at just him.
Yeah, he's
Out of all those,
he's so
just
poised.
look at him. You can feel his power.
Oh, you can
right
feel
there.
that power coming off that newspaper.
Right. On top of that, he was your traditional good looking. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
He's
I'll agree with that. He is,
good-looking.
from
So
what I can
that
tell in that
also
picture.
helps.
Yeah, he is
Believe
good
it or
looking.
not,
I'll agree with
it's
that.
really sad, but yeah, believe it or not, that also helped. Okay, and we all know that it's science. You know.
Well, I mean, yeah,
thing.
if you're easy on the eyes,
Ramsey
I mean,
Muniz,
it helps.
right here. I'm describing the caption here. Ramsey Muniz at center, right? La Raza Unida Party, candidate for governor of Texas.
Oh.
It was at this time
He
that
ran
they
for
ruined
governor.
his life.
And why did they ruin
As an
his life?
interested
Are you going to tell everybody
spectator
this?
at a news conference during the party's national convention in El Paso, September the 2nd, 1971. La Raza's Ramsey Muniz. Oh my goodness, I didn't know he passed away.
Oh my God.
I thought
Okay.
they were just talking about him.
Okay, so they ruined his life because he tried to smuggle 3 tons of marijuana into the United States. That's why they ruined his life. Because she's not going to tell you that. Or if she does, it may be later, I don't know. But when you try to bring 3 tons of illegal drugs into the state, you better goddamn believe we're going to put your ass in prison. You're not saying anything, Manny.
Tons with a T.
Yes, tons. That's a lot of goddamn weed.
Okay. Was she sneezing or crying, or what was she doing?
She just found out that he died, and now she's covering her eyes and she's crying.
Oh my.
Oh yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Candidate for governor of Texas. It was at this time that they ruined his life. As an interested spectator at a news conference during the party's national convention in El Paso, September the 2nd, 1971. La Raza's Ramsey Muniz. Oh my goodness, I didn't know he passed away.
Yes, you did. It was on a freaking headline. Oh, come on. Hey, she don't even know him. She's gonna cry.
Well, you know,
She don't even freaking know him.
Vanessa does Vanessa.
Man, whatever.
I thought they were just talking about him.
Fake tears. That's why you got to go off camera.
I'm telling
Fake
you,
tears.
Tabasco sauce in the eyes. It'll work for you. It'll get
Fake
you a few
tears.
more $100 in your bank account from your supporters.
Fake tears. That's why you got to go off camera.
I'm telling you, Vanessa, it works.
Oh my God, this is such a cracker. Cow manure.
Well, and you know, she still hasn't told everybody why we ruined his life or why they ruined his life.
Oh, did she skip that part?
Oh yeah, he was running for the governor of Texas and they ruined his life. And then she thought, oh my God, I didn't know he passed away. So that's where we're at right now. So if she actually does say that he was put in prison for a marijuana charge, she probably not going to tell you it was 3 tons, TONS. She's probably not going to tell you that.
I got to see this fake crying. Let's see. For someone that she didn't even know.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't know he passed away. I didn't know he passed away. I thought they were just talking about him.
You can't talk ill of the dead.
I literally just bought the paper because I thought they were talking about him because it's a story that, you know.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I am saddened because he spent almost his entire life in jail.
Why?
Because they were so afraid of him.
They were afraid of him.
I don't think he spent that much time in jail. I mean, it was a long time, but it was not. Okay. Hold on.
Okay. You kind of sound like Joe Pesci there for a second. Okay.
Okay. So, you ready for this?
Lay it on me.
Find it right there. It is.
There it is.
In 1976, Muniz was sentenced to 5 years in prison for the attempted importation of more than 3 tons of cannabis from
5 years.
Mexico.
5 years.
Shortly after his release, he was arrested again in 82 for possession of cocaine and served a 2-year sentence.
For 60 pounds.
Muniz was sentenced to life in prison in 1994 after police found 90 pounds of cocaine in his rental car.
Okay, so obviously,
to which he said, "It's not mine. I don't know anything about that."
So obviously, he's a drug smuggler,
90 pounds in a rental car, and he knew nothing about it.
and he should be put in prison for the rest of his damn life. So they ruined his life because he's a drug smuggler. So hang on, let me say that again. They ruined his life because he was a drug smuggler. So how'd that ruin his life? I mean, he ruined his life.
So I'm trying to find out when he was born because he was not in prison all of his life. He went to prison in 94. And then he was released in, 2018, I think?
If you go to prison for life and they release you.
He was released from prison in 2018 after he was sentenced to life without parole. He died October 2nd.
So then they did release him because he wasn't in prison for life.
Yeah, life doesn't always mean life. Life sometimes means who knows? Who knows what it means?
Obviously, it doesn't mean life like it's like the word life says.
But from 94, so he served almost 25 years
for being a drug smuggler.
So
by his choice.
So he didn't spend all of his life in prison.
Like someone is trying to lead you to believe.
Yeah. And of course, he's innocent, right? Right.
Of course.
Here we go.
Get emotional.
La Raza's Ramsey Muniz dies at 79. During his historic campaign stumps across Texas, Mexican Americans' first state gubernatorial candidate stirred students like Rogelio Nunez to keep pushing for the growing Chicano. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting chills.
Oh my God.
To keep pushing for the growing Chicano movement's civil rights goals. In 1972, Ramsey Muniz, the first Hispanic to run for the state's governorship, was rousing students across Texas on college campuses like Texas A&I University in Kingsville. Last Sunday, Muniz died at 79 after suffering complications stemming from myasthenia gravis, leaving a tortured legacy that after 50 years still burns the wounds. Hell yes, it does, because what they did to him was unfair, and no one has been held accountable for it.
Of course it was. Unfair.
Leaving a tortured legacy that after 50 years still burns in the wounds of Mexican Americans' struggle for civil rights. While his 2 runs for governor under La Raza Unida party helped democratize Texas' electoral system, his drug convictions led to the party's collapse. Before you judge him, which was what they wanted you to do, let me finish telling you about him.
Oh, like you're an expert on his life.
Okay? Because it's at this point that they got what they wanted. Now here's the rest of the story.
Okay, Vanessa Harvey. Feel the power of that picture.
My condolences to his widow.
Did he have a
Pivotal
widow?
moment.
Don't know. But Vanessa knows all.
In 1972 and 1974, Muniz's bold runs for governor under La Raza Unida banner challenged the conservative Democratic Party's stronghold on the state's political system.
Uh-huh.
Across Texas, he was helping to transform a generation of young Mexican Americans. During his campaign stumps, Muniz ignited Mexican Americans across the state. He was what you call a firebrand. If you don't know what that is, look that up. Firebrand. Firebrand. I know because that's also what I am.
Of course you are.
Quote, it was packed. Núñez, executive director of Proyecta Libertad, a human rights group in Harlingen, recalled of the young lawyer's speech. He was a lawyer at A&I University's Student Center in 1972. Yes, that young, handsome man that you've probably already fallen in love with was a lawyer. He worked hard to get his undergraduate and go to law school and become a lawyer. And they ruined his life. It was a pivotal moment. He said Ramsey was very educated. He was a very good orator. That means he spoke very well.
Oh.
He was very inspiring.
Oh, damn. I'm glad you explained that to us because nobody knew what that meant, Vanessa. Thank you very much.
Oh, but wait till she uses the word advantageous, and that's at the very end of the movie, her episode. And I believe she used the word wrong, because if you don't know what the definition of advantageous is, well, it's derivative of the word advantage. So advantageous means you are setting up a series of events to give you advantages, pretty much.
Okay.
He inspired me. I was beginning to learn how our people have been discriminated. South Texas was us, the equivalent of the South of, right? Here you go. I told you.
Oh,
South Texas was to us the equivalent of the South and what blacks went through.
There she goes, bringing color into it and race.
Third part.
Not
Only
even
as
close.
Vanessa can. Only as Vanessa can.
Not even close. I mean, don't get me wrong. Mexican Americans went through their own little hell also. But it was not like what happened to the blacks. Not even close.
Yeah, the African Americans got a raw end of the stick. They really did.
Yep.
Party. In La Jolla. Y'all know where La Jolla is, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know where
La Jolla is. Over there.
It's over there.
In the east part.
In the east part.
I'm sorry, the west part.
Oh, the west
of the
part.
Rio Grande Valley.
Okay.
In La Jolla in 1972, Amancio Chapa volunteered to work on Muniz's first campaign for governor. Quote, we were going door to door holding community meetings in neighborhoods. Chapa 76, a former executive director of Amigos del Valle, who served as the La Jolla School District's Fine Arts Director, said. In 1971, Chapa joined La Raza Unida Party. Quote, you have this new political movement with liberal progressive Mexican-American Democrats, he said. During his campaign, Muniz carried La Raza Unida's flag, introducing Texas voters to a third political party. Quote, he had a very progressive platform, Chapa said. He was advocating greater opportunities in higher education at universities, addressing high school dropout rates in public schools, more economic opportunities for Mexican Americans.
Hey, funny baloney.
Meaning better wages.
Hey, Yellowstone.
He was anti-war. He saw Mexican Americans were drafted and dying at higher rates. He was an early advocate for women's rights. Meanwhile,
but he was smuggling 3 tons of marijuana and 90 pounds of cocaine.
But, you know, they ruined his life. He had absolutely no part in that. The government of Texas ruined this man's life. He had no part in ruining his own life. No part whatsoever.
No, it was everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
while the Rio Grande Valley was one of the poorest regions in the country.
For the love of God. Rio Grande. Grand Valley, not Grandy. Grand.
Just because he's a drug smuggler doesn't mean everything he did was bad. I mean, I've known some drug dealers that did a lot of good with their money. They donated a lot of money. Why? Because they had a lot of money. So they gave money away to charities and, the Red Kettle operation that the Salvation Army does every year. Just because they're a drug smuggler or a drug dealer doesn't mean that every act they do is bad. Okay, so he did some good. Good for him. Yay.
Like Pablo Escobar, he gave back. He built neighborhoods, built subdivisions. They were the Robin Hood, right? They would give money out on Christmas and New Year's and give turkeys and give food away because they wanted to win their people.
Yeah.
They wanted their people in the neighborhood to say, you know what, Pablo Escobar is a nice guy and get support because he went into politics, or he tried anyway.
Well, he tried. But, just because they do some nice things doesn't outweigh the bad stuff they do.
Quote, we had some of the highest property rates in the United States, Chapa said. We had little or no representation in local government. In those days, Anglos controlled almost every political office in 3 counties. What did I tell you? Challenging the two-party system. No. Among Mexican Americans, Muniz, quote, was accepted very well, Chapa said. The only criticism was his politics were too far to the left. He's not going to win, he said at that time. The Mexican American community was very dedicated to the Democratic Party, and many liberal Mexican American Party Democrats were more loyal to the National Democratic Party. This was one of the biggest problems we had in the Valley. This is still the case today.
Oh.
That's a problem. And all you progressives right now that are defending Democratic
from
Party,
her mouth to your ears.
And
now you know the problem.
This is still the problem. Try to deny it all you want. This is still the problem. Democratizing the political.
But she's not the problem.
No.
But he wasn't the problem for transporting drugs.
No, that's yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like, taking money from the state of Texas from food stamps and health benefits, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Process. In the general election, Muniz pulled about 200,000 votes, or about 6.3%, while Democrat Dolph Briscoe claimed victory with 47.8% of the vote. Quote, the Democratic Party had a lock on the system. It was a very conservative party, Chapa said. For the first time, the Democratic Party candidate failed to get the majority of the votes cast. Ramsey's candidacy helped progressive Democrats participate.
Jessica Lee, thank you.
He attracted a younger generation that began advocating loudly for change in the party structure. Muniz's entry into Texas politics pushed the Democratic Party to open up, he said. Ramsey's campaign helped democratize the political process, Chapa said. It put pressure on the Democratic Party. They couldn't take the Mexican American vote for granted anymore.
I think we're going to start skipping through this because all she's doing is reading this, and it's
well, she can read well.
I'm going to skim through it. If there's something that sounds like it's, I'll stop. All right. That fair? Fair enough?
Sure. I'm okay with that. Happy Thanksgiving. Even though we're still waiting for Halloween to get here, but I'm ready for some turkey.
A lot of us know that here in the Valley.
Actually, I'm not doing a turkey this year.
Those 3 arrests.
Wait, what?
Geraldine says Happy Thanksgiving.
Fernando del Valle.
But I'm not cooking a turkey this year.
I should have known.
I'm going to smoke pig ass.
I should have known. It's okay. I'm going to make a follow-up video.
Oh, can't wait for that.
I don't even have to. Just by the amount of words that are left in this article, you completely left out the details regarding those 3 arrests.
Oh, Do you know
But
the
I
details?
expect nothing less from you, nothing more.
You mean the 3 details? You mean the 3 tons of marijuana?
I mean, that's a pretty big freaking detail. I'm just saying.
That's some heavy stuff, you know.
Happy pig ass then.
Because this is the kind of journalism you do.
Happy pig ass.
A lot
I
of it's
love
bad
that.
energy. You left it all out.
Oh, God.
You left it all
Hey,
out.
Trina.
You left out
Kerrville,
everything.
Texas.
You
Welcome.
left out how they had to campaign to get him out. You left everything out.
Okay, so
Honestly,
you're
how
going to
dare you.
speculate, and it's going to be the God's honest truth. Your speculation.
Well, it's a freaking newspaper article, not a freaking book.
Memoir.
There's only so much I can put in a newspaper article. And anyway, 3 tons of marijuana, 90 pounds of cocaine.
Drug smuggler, but they ruined his life. He had absolutely no part in ruining his life, none whatsoever.
Nope.
At what point? I get marijuana is legal now. I get it. And it's a petty crime now. A lot of states are going, oh, you got a little bit of weed. Okay, who cares? At what point is 3 tons of marijuana okay?
Well, I know some who say that it'll be okay, but
Well, obviously her, because she's a crackhead. Of course it's okay. She went to sit around and smoke that all for the rest of her
Obviously,
life.
it was a big disappointment to us, Chapa said. Obviously, it was, and that's what they wanted. They wanted it to be a big disappointment. Chapa, when Fernando Del Valle interviewed you, I don't know. Let me finish reading this. Because the fact
hang
that,
on
or
your
did
every
you
whim.
tell Fernando Del Valle how Ramsey was set up?
that does look black, doesn't it, Bam?
Or
Ramsey
did
was set
even-
up. Ramsey was set up. There it
Please do
is,
not
right
tell
there.
me that
They
even at the
forced
end
him
of
to
his
bring 3
days,
tons of marijuana in.
that the people who used to support him are still the cowards that they turned into. Is that what it is? I wouldn't doubt it.
Actually, his real name is Ramiro. Ramsey was just a nickname.
Yeah, she says that.
She
Obviously,
did
it
say
was
it?
a big
Okay.
disappointment to us. Yeah, that's what they wanted it to be.
She hasn't
They
said it
wanted you
yet,
not to
but she
believe in
will.
him anymore, and it worked. Chapa said, obviously, it was a big blow to our political movement. Obviously, the party didn't survive this blow, but for me and a lot of people that I interacted with throughout the state, it did not diminish our commitment to the Chicano movement. Yeah, that it diminished your commitment.
All right.
him.
I want to skip forward. All right.
1970s organizers.
I know I keep stopping it. This thing is crawling. It's only been 30 minutes. It feels like an hour. It's been an hour.
I'm right there with you, man.
Forming the party's offshoot, not an Anglo pretending to be Hispanic, that you would write in a way that isn't the way that I've stated you write.
Oh, now she's criticizing the
reporter.
the newspaper writer. Yeah.
You have a history in my mind. That's why immediately when I saw your name, I knew exactly why this article was watered down.
Oh, I knew exactly right when I saw your name.
Maintaining his innocence while declaring himself a political prisoner. Muniz requested supporters petition then President Barack Obama for his release.
Skipping forward.
In 2018, he was released on compassionate grounds. Quote, I never lost my respect for Ramsey. Yeah, you never lost his respect, but did you fight to get him out of prison?
Did you?
Mr. Ch-
Of course not. Nobody's going to fight to get him out because he was convicted of freaking drug transporting.
Just like, just like if, let me say that again. If you go to prison, I don't think anybody's going to fight to get you out. Just saying. Just like if I go to prison for any reason, nobody's going to fight to get my fat ass out of there.
Did somebody fight to get Jeffrey Dahmer out of prison? No. Nobody would even try that because he was a freaking freak of nature.
When you get locked up, you're there for a reason. When you get arrested, they have evidence. So chances
ball right at her forehead. That's what I want to do.
Chances are you're going to the Husko.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not. It doesn't matter if somebody's 78, 80 years old. If you dissented and literally now you're talking about him in his death when you did nothing for him while he was a prisoner, that matters to me. And maybe Fernando Del Valle is not going to say anything about it, but Vanessa Tijerina sure as hell will.
Oh, she sure as hell will.
Oh.
In 2018,
good for you. You go, girl.
Compassionate Grounds. Didn't I tell you he just got out of prison? He just got out of prison. Think about this, y'all. 1972.
94, he went to prison. A
firebrand Hispanic. Think about this. 1972, a firebrand Hispanic. Scaring out of everybody in power, including the Democrats. 3 drug charges that cost him 50-something years.
I don't think it was 50 years. That. I think Manny added it up and it was like 22.
23 or 24 years.
Okay, that's not 50. That's a far cry from 50, Vanessa.
He didn't go to prison for the life until 94.
With the 90 pounds of cocaine.
It took me 5 minutes to look it up and read that whole thing.
They fought to get him out. He was going to die in jail. He got out 4 years ago.
And died 2 years later.
In 2018, he was released on compassionate grounds. I never lost my respect for Ramsey, Chapa said. To me, he will go down in history, though he had his legal problems. Ooh, no, you did not say that, sir. You still maintain that to the very end because you care so much. How old are you? Almost 80 years old, Mr. Chapa?
How much you want to bet she's going to call herself a firebrand?
I'm 80 years old.
She already did.
Stronger than I am today. I would hate to be living to 80 years old and still
she already did.
Be that kind of person. No, I can't believe you said that. To me, he will go down in history though he had his legal problems, I still consider him one of the premier Chicano leaders because he damn well was. And you know what?
Oops.
This is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
On violent drug charges.
Hang on.
Think 1972.
Let me hear that again.
A firebrand Hispanic. Think about this. 1972, a firebrand Hispanic. Scaring out of everybody in power, including the Democrats. 3 drug charges that cost him 50-something years.
It wasn't 50. It was, let's say it was 24, and then he served 2 years, maybe 26 years. Drug charges. You can look like that all you want.
Think about that. Non-violent drug charges.
3 tons, 90 pounds of cocaine.
Think about that. He would have been in jail. He would have died in jail.
And
they fought to get him out. He was going to die in jail.
And
he got out 4 years ago.
And
in 2018, he was released on compassionate grounds. I never lost my respect for Ramsey, Chapa said. To me, he will go down in history, though he had his legal problems. Ooh, no, you did not say that, sir. You still maintain that to the very end because you care so much. How old are you? Almost 80 years old, Mr. Chapa? At almost 8. Oh my goodness. I hope that when I'm 80 years old, I'm stronger than I am today. I would hate to be living to 80 years old and still be that kind of person.
What did he say that was so wrong? Because he said he had legal troubles?
Yeah.
I want to fast forward. I'm going to fast forward.
So sorry for his widow who always stood by his side.
I don't know. The article I read didn't even talk about a widow. But I'm going to look again.
family who always stood by his side. They knew that he was set up. The minute that I Google his name in front of you, oh, it's all going to come out. Watch. This is crazy. Why would y'all do this to him? Even in his death, y'all did this to him. That is some disrespectful ass shit.
Disrespectful ass shit.
This man is a freaking legend. He deserves way more than the bullshit you wrote about him.
Okay, so they were already divorced. She's already remarried. So she's not a grieving widow or anything like that. So
easy. This is a hold my beer moment. Okay? I'll be right back. Just let me get my computer 1 second.
she's gonna go get a beer.
And let me plug this in.
She's gonna go to her computer.
All right. When I tell you, I don't know why the phone's doing that. It'll fix right now.
Can I skip forward? You guys okay with skipping forward?
I'm okay.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Wait. Let's see what she's gonna do. What is she gonna do here?
Let me turn on my hotspot.
Man, that seat has seen better days.
You leave her seat alone.
Cue the elevator music. Everybody.
La 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 la.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
I should have done the a few moments later.
She's back.
This is the kind of bullshit that's going to happen to me if I stop fighting for myself. There's no freaking way that I'm going to see it happening to somebody else. A freaking legend.
D, yes, you know the song. You know the song.
And I'm not going to make it right. Are you kidding me? Here we go. Watch. And how dare you? You just use his name as you just wanted a headline to grab your story.
Okay.
So people could just be like, ooh.
Can I fast forward?
This.
Just.
Please.
Just.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Okay, Fernando del Valle. How dare you make more than one story about this man and literally leave out the most critical part of his legacy? He's a freaking... This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. And this is how legends are made, and this is how people in power who are afraid of legends that are being made, that are in the process of being made. This is what they do to them. Believe me, I know.
Oy vey.
Oy vey. All right, I'm going to skip forward. I can't do this.
Denacio Medina flew from... I thought he was covered by attorney-client.
She's going to read article after article, or if that's an article, that's a long-ass article.
She finds another one to read.
Does anybody really give a crap? I mean, okay, the guy did some activism or whatever, but in the end, it got ruined because he was transporting drugs. So all that gets ruined. He became corrupt.
It's his own damn fault.
He became corrupt. The things that she's always fighting against. Well, he became corrupt. And I'm not going to sit here and make everybody listen to her read a whole freaking 2 or 3 articles.
They threw her under the bus. Medina's rental car needed to be moved from the Ramada Inn a mile south to the La Quinta. And 2, Gonzalez reported that he had decided to remain in Dallas to look for work and would be staying at the La Quinta.
Dun, dun,
Since Juan Gonzalez
dun.
failed to testify at trial,
Dun,
it is
dun,
impossible to
dun.
know with certainty what transpired between Medina and the hapless Mr. Gonzalez. At some point, Medina asked Gonzalez to return the rental car for him. Gonzalez likely complained that the car was now 5 days overdue. Medina may have promised to pay for a room at the La Quinta if Gonzalez agreed to return the car. Medina and Gonzalez clearly worked out a deal of some kind, but Muniz was left completely in the dark.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
This
what happened.
flimsy even go to trial.
Because you were there.
She was. That's how she knows
Conspiracy.
this.
Sorry, guys. I got to flip through this. This is not...
They should continue to be proud that they are Mexican-American Chicanos, whatever they wish to call themselves, but to be proud of who they are, who they were. They need to make sure they know the issue well and find out by others that have fought for the same issue. They need to be secure about what they are saying and doing. They are very stubborn. We are very stubborn. We are.
Okay, so this is around the time when I started watching. She had like 35 people watching. That's it. Because
Our way or no
I mean, who wants to listen to all this?
way.
Who wants to listen to her read a newspaper article?
We need to stop that.
Okay,
We need to bring things about the correct
I'm
way.
gonna skip forward.
Her because she would get it on with the teachers.
Oh, emotional,
Faith.
emotional,
So proud.
emotional
She walked around como
damage.
que se creía la mamá de Dios. She believed she was God's mother. They used to call her La Hueda. You couldn't tell if she was Mexican or si era gringa. Very smart. The neighborhood would go to her. Neighbors knocking on the door for advice, for her to read and explain letters.
Wasn't
reminding
God's
them
mother
to make
Mary?
payments. I inherited that.
Jesus' mother?
By 6th
Yeah.
grade, my mom would say, ya corre a la escuela. Ya, go run to school already. They would come to me because I witnessed all that as a youth. She was para todos. We were poor, but nunca los faltó por ella. We never went without because of her, even though we were poor. There wasn't one day that someone didn't send a meal for us to eat. All the time, because she was always helped everyone.
Okay.
She only made it to the 6th grade, but she was very smart. My mama was so smart. She would go to the PTA meetings. I loved to go with her because she would get it on with the teachers.
Whatever.
The teachers would be on their pedestals and mama would say, "Are you done? Well, now let me tell you." When the meeting was done, all the other moms would come up to her and ask her if she needed anything. They loved her. She was an inspiration.
Of course she was.
Then they asked him, the justice system, what would you like to see changed?
We okay with skipping forward here?
There needs to be a tremendous
I'm pretty sure this
emphasis
was most of the live was like this.
on the issue of humanity. There needs to be a participation of not only attorneys and of those who have knowledge of the law, but a participation of humanity from everyone.
All right, everybody says
There
skip.
needs to be more involvement, local, state, and he didn't allow what happened to him to make him bitter. It made him better.
It couldn't because he was guilty.
You think?
His name is Renoir to Mr. Muniz, and I hope at the end of your life, sir.
Oh gosh, she's still beating on that.
That's why you should
Writer.
be worried about.
Oh, she does that for at
Another
least an hour.
Stop existing here. Say, you can tell their limited vocabulary. They thought they were going to come out the ballpark here and be like, let me let you have it. Have what? And what about it? Your sad little weak words.
What about it?
Please. Better people have tried.
Oh, that's where she used the word advantageous before. She
Better,
just said
better
that.
people. Better people have tried. What about it?
Oh yeah, she looks up the lady that wrote the article, and she goes, You only have 35 followers. Less than 50.
You
She
know,
goes, oh, we have some of the same mutual friends. She goes, I knew you.
let's see.
Mm.
Hmm?
Ask KU to join the live broadcast. Adding. They're adding. It's adding this hater.
Yeah, this is where I'd already
Declined?
said. I said who, and then when she goes
Why?
off and she starts saying,
No,
"Oh,
I'm
thank
gonna
you
ask
so
you
and
one
so,"
more
I'm like,
time.
"You're welcome."
One more time. Here you go. Join live broadcast. No, why? No.
She
One
didn't
more
catch
time.
me.
One more time. And if you decline it, I'm blocking you. Here we go.
Or is that a friggin' surprise?
Oh, what a little coward. Well, go make another fake profile, okay? Try again now. All right?
Right?
They're gone. Y'all, please do your own research on Ramsey Muniz.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Even back then. You see, I remember him being really sick back in 2019 too.
Sure
And
you
I
do.
remember being so bothered that he was sick because of him being sick is the reason that
Wait,
they were able to get him out of
what did she
jail.
say?
Otherwise, he would have. Ramsey Muniz.
She said that she remembers him being so sick back in 2016.
She didn't even know about him.
No, she knew they were best friends.
Even back then. You see, I remember him being really sick back in 2019 too.
Oh, 2019.
And I remember being so bothered that he was sick because of
Get out of here. She didn't know crap. She didn't know, man. I'm going to skip this.
him being sick is the reason that they were able to get him out of jail. Otherwise, he would have died in there.
Yeah, Bam. I met Queen Elizabeth a couple of months ago. She
Oh,
was
you
pretty
did?
sick. She was sick already.
Did she knight you?
No, I asked her if she could. She said not yet, maybe next year. But she was pretty sick. I mean, she ended up passing away, but she was
So
pretty
it was
sick.
not an auspicious occasion for you. I'm sorry.
I met her. I was at the airport at the London Heathrow, and I got to meet her at the airport on the tarmac by the airplane.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
but she died, so she can't corroborate the story because she's dead, right?
I'm sure you got a photo.
But if she was here, she would tell you.
I'm sure you got a photo.
Yeah, yeah. There's a picture somewhere. Yeah, I got to look it up. It's on my phone somewhere.
Okay.
But still, it still bothered me the fact that he didn't even need to be in there.
Okay, I'm
He
gonna
did
skip.
not need to. He graduated in 1967 with a Bachelor of Science degree and went on to attend Baylor.
Okay, I'm
Texas,
skipping forward. I'm skipping.
which was really a war escape. Latino political trailblazer Ramsey Muniz is remembered for what might have been. That's so sad.
Isn't
It
it
shouldn't
though?
be what might have been. But I hope we can change that one day and get somebody with his same spirit. And even if they attack that person, that people understand that that's what happens when you try to enact change in Texas. Meaningful change. They don't attack you when you're out there doing a little bit different. No, they attack you when you're the real thing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio.
Hey, Coke is the real thing. I don't attack that. That's Coca-Cola. Leave my Coca-Cola alone.
To use a third party, using a Republican ticket or a Democratic ticket and trying to say that you are a change maker is not really a change maker. You can
You
at
oughta
least
know.
attempt to do it a third way first so that people understand you are the real thing.
Like she did. She did Republican. She did Democrat. She did Green Party. She did the the Underground Party.
And the universe knew to get me to lay eyes on your article after I already educated my audience on the truth. So now
Okay, but whose
you
truth?
just look
The
like
real truth or your truth?
a questionably ethical journalist.
Oh, so your truth.
Watch.
Got it.
After leaving politics, he spent more than 30 years in prison for various drug-related offenses, always blaming a government conspiracy for framing him. Wow.
Well,
Ramiro.
so if anybody hates their government and their legal system, Vanessa's gonna love you. So she loves everybody in prison because everybody's, well, I'm innocent.
Well, everybody in prison is innocent.
Whoa,
There's not a guilty soul in there.
Hispanics have just kind of, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Okay.
I think we're already more than 50% in population in Texas.
Well, duh, it's freaking Texas.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
On the Mexican border, Texas
San
used to be
Antonio and Irma Mire.
Texas used to be part of Mexico. Texas was Mexico. Remember?
Yeah, and the U.S. government stole it from Mexico.
So that's why there's so many Mexican Americans here. Imagine that. Wow, what a revelation, Vanessa. Freaking genius.
Was among the young Chicanas inspired by Muniz who ran for local office and won. She helped organize the recent reunion in San Antonio and recalled Muniz as a charismatic, kind, y bien educado, or well-mannered. Actually, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Miss Ayala. Y bien educado means well-educated. It doesn't mean well-mannered. What the hell kind of Hispanic journalist are you? Quote, he was the hope of our people.
All right, I'm going to go forward. It's almost over, believe it or not.
Rosie Castro.
I want her to fight with somebody, one of her commenters or something. But there was only 35 people there, so I don't know.
A one-time Raza
She does kind of pick on
didn't
one.
know to be, quote, disappointed in the white political establishment. Scholar, writer, and filmmaker John Felipe Santos of the University of Texas at San Antonio said Muniz, quote, was part of a great American history, an historic civil rights movement in Texas that organized and won elections. His gubernatorial candidacies were augurs of things to come. Quote, the first time I was able to cast a ballot, said Democratic activist Luis Escarreño.
I'm skipping forward.
I doubt this, which he deserves. For all his good intentions, he'll be remembered for, you know why I think of him so often?
You don't.
Not you, not your kids.
Okay, hang on. I'm skipping.
The world.
Let's see if
Absolutely.
Let's see if she fights with somebody.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And what about it? That is anything like me, you literally need to leave. You were on the beginning of my video saying, like, professing marriage or something like that to me? Are you serious? And then you had the nerve to be here like, don't you go to sleep? And what about it? Who are you?
I know who that is. It's a poor dude from the Middle East somewhere, from India, I think.
Yeah.
You know, those Indians are in love with American women. And they say things like, I want to marry you. I want to marry you right now. Will you marry me? And she's arguing with just a random dude.
Who are you, sir? You don't even show your face. You have a picture of a rose. You're a man, and that's because you're a man. You have between your legs what you think makes you superior to women that don't have that between their legs.
Well, to you, we are.
That's how I feel about men like you.
I don't consider myself superior to women.
Only to her.
In the contrary, I bow down to women.
Do you?
They give life. They make babies. They make people.
Okay, but they can't do it without. They can't do it without your tadpole.
No, but they finish the job. All we're doing is spreading the seed. They germinate. They do everything.
They germinate. They germinate. They germinate. Okay.
They get
there
fertilized.
You heard it.
They fertilize.
Women, you germinate. You heard it here, firsthand.
And then They carried that thing for 9 months.
And then
So that's a lot of power right there. That's much respect. Much respect.
germinate.
Get the hell off my page. Don't ever come over here again. Don't make me delete you.
Delete me,
Don't.
Vanessa. Delete me.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All right.
All
let's see.
right.
How much more? How much more?
I'm not even going to go there with this reporter. Anything else, Mr. Salim? Please. I feel it growing in me. Like I want to have a little fun with you, but no. This is about Mr. Muniz. This is about Mr. Muniz. You don't know how much fun, and it's not the type of fun that you have in mind.
Vanessa, you're arguing with an 80-year-old newspaper writer.
It's the type of fun that on your deathbed, you will feel emasculated.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's what
the
she
type
said,
of
that
fun
little
I'm talking
Indian
about.
boy.
You should leave. Right now.
You should leave, man.
That's right, Candy Z. I know it. I know it.
Hello, ladies.
It's
How's
the
everybody
truth.
else doing?
It's the truth.
Thank you, Michelle Rutherford. Thank y'all so much. Remember Ramsey Muniz.
Oh, my
remember
God.
him. Please remember him, okay? He was one of the
I'll remember
greatest
him like my last
humanitarian-
wet fart.
Remember him? He tried to smuggle 3 tons of marijuana, 90 pounds of cocaine. Please remember him, because he was not a good transporter.
Yep, and
He was not a good. He was not a good
we
smuggler.
ruined his life.
Yeah.
The U.S. government and judicial system ruined his life.
Yep.
to ever come out of Texas. He's a native of Texas, the son of Corpus Christi, and he is everything great that you want in a human. For any of these Democrats, any of these writers, any of these journalists to even write or say things in the way that they've said about him, to me, neutrality is one thing if you're literally going against a man, but for you to be neutral on the case of Ramsey Muniz when it is so obvious,
skipping
set
forward,
up into everything like that. Look at him. I've talked a lot, sir. Look, if you're gonna try to put an American woman in her place,
oh shit,
make sure. Look, and I'm not in the business of making fun of anybody for their broken English.
I would beg to differ.
The fact that you are a very machismo man, you come from a country, and just the way that
the dude's from India, he doesn't even know what the word machismo means. They got their own word for that over there, and they do have that over there, but it's their own word.
You've been communicating here. You think that just because your mother gave birth to you and you're a man, that you are somehow superior. And I know it's your culture. They lied to you. They made you feel that way. They made you think that just because you have an X and Y chromosome and you have those things dangling between your legs, that somehow that makes you superior to me.
Well, you have things dangling off your chest. So everybody's in the dangle party.
Anybody is superior to this one here, right here.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's in the dangle party. You just dangle higher, we dangle lower.
Decency, how brave can you be as a man? I have more masculine energy right now than you'll ever have in your whole entire life.
Well,
I think you know that, right? So if you're going to come at a woman in the way that you are, at least know how to write in English. That's the very least that you can do. Otherwise, you're going to wind up sounding like an utter fool. Literally. This is what he said.
Okay, Mr. Ross's testosterone. Oh, that was good.
I've talked a lot, believe me. I'm tired in your place. Go to rest, my dear.
Go to rest,
I'm not sure anything. I'm not sure anything. I am literally the worst nightmare of a woman you could possibly ever think of. And not in the way that my haters...
truth right there coming out of her mouth.
Finally some truth.
She did not lie about that.
Think that I'm talking about. I'm all about empowering women to stand up against men like you. Yes. I'm not thirsty. I'm not like you. Things that would make you as a man tired would not make me time superior to you.
Vanessa, you make me tired.
Do you
I'll
hear
buy
me?
that for $1.
No woman has ever told you that, right? I know just by how you're reacting here.
She's arguing with a dude from India.
But so I have a question. Are we sure she's a woman?
Who?
Vanessa.
Well, I'm not going to assume her gender. That would be so wrong.
Okay.
I am superior to you. I am. I am. In the ways
Vanessa,
that matter in this world,
my
I
big
am
right toe
superior
is
to you.
superior to you.
How am I thirsty? My lips are not dry. I think the one that's thirsty is
She's
you.
got lady balls on her
You
lips.
have been here
There it
dehydrated over
says.
me over this live video. Literal dehydration. Talk about
Little.
thirsty. You literally need an IV right now. You are so thirsty for me. So thirsty. Professing marriage to me? Come on now, please.
Come on now, please.
Are you kidding me?
Are you
Didn't I
kidding
tell
me?
you? Didn't I tell you, sir? Where you're from, you're bigger on karma than we are here in America. Bigger on karma.
Dude,
Indians are not big on karma.
Screenshot moment right there.
They are big on tradition.
Screenshot moment right there. Somebody want to do a meme of some kind?
I don't know. I'm kind of liking her
Very-
eyes. I
very
like her
Hall-
eyes on that one.
Very Halloweenish.
Yeah, I like her eyes there. I bet you those eyes would look good on my ass.
If you don't know what he means, we'll tell you later.
The next time that something happens to you that you maybe wish wouldn't have happened, I want you to remember me. Remember me. Remember me and remember the way that you were trying to behave here. Okay? At the end of your life, when you're unhappy about how your life has gone, I want you to remember me again. Remember me. Remember me when you are truly physically thirsty on your deathbed. Remember me. And I'll see you in your next life. I
Man,
promise you,
boy,
I will.
Ain't she
Because your type
something?
of energies, like, we always clash in lifetimes. And believe me, you're going to get the same outcome, which is not the outcome that you want for me in the next life as you did here. I promise you. I promise you that. Okay?
I'm not even
See
sure I'd
you
want
in the
your lips
next
around my
lifetime,
danglies.
Salim. And now,
Pretty sure I wouldn't want your lips around my danglies.
bye.
Would anybody
He's
want
gone.
those lips around their danglies?
I love you guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Please remember Mr.
Goodbye.
Ramsey Muniz. Please remember him. Don't forget him. Don't let what these shitty people
I'll
are
remember
saying
him
about
like my
him.
last wet fart.
Don't do
I
that.
promise.
Don't do that. He is not. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. I want you to just see his likeness one more time.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
his
I'll
likeness.
Thank you.
See his likeness.
All right.
It's called
Don't
a
forget.
photograph.
Yeah, it's not a likeness. If it's actually him, it's him. It's a photograph.
How
Oh,
can I talk about?
I'm trying to be so prophetic to a drug smuggler.
well, you know, the U.S. did him wrong. They set him up. They wouldn't let him run for congressman of Texas because he tried to smuggle 3 tons of marijuana in. Oh, I'm sorry, I wouldn't let your ass
Ramsey
run
Muniz
for elected office either.
3 tons.
Without reminding you. You have 2 days after midnight. You only have
Oh, yeah,
1
all
year.
she
Okay.
does
Just go
now is
ahead and
talk
vote county
about
election.
voting
Secretary of
and
State.
when it is.
She said the
and-
27th is the 24th.
And registering to vote
October
and
the
all that.
24th of the last lines on election day.
I
It's
mean,
election
the
day.
audacity of this one to think that it's
When the
okay
Democratic
to
Party
bring 3
elects and then
tons
you
of
want to create a
marijuana
red
into the country
tsunami.
and still run
Whatever
for
you want to do with your vote on
governor.
election day, what is election day? Yes, Monica.
Because I don't think she
I
mentioned
got
that at all,
you.
did
Yes.
she?
No, she never
November the
mentioned.
8th.
Well, we
November
did
the
some
8th.
skipping through. She never
November the
mentioned
8th.
what he was trying to bring in. It's just
Right.
3 drug convictions,
I
she
dedicate this
said.
entire video to Ramiro Ramsey Muniz and all of his accomplishments to Latinos when it comes to
Now, granted,
the-
Biden
Did she just say she dedicates this video to that dude?
yeah. Now, Biden did just pardon all marijuana convictions, but I'm sure if you were to read the fine print, 3 tons is not included in that pardon.
Nope.
I'm sure it's up to a certain weight limit.
All right, less than a minute.
Political landscape, especially here in Texas. And I dedicated also to his widow, Irma Muniz. And I hope that somebody else writes an article that blows everybody else out of the water.
What do you call it? Estranged widow, right? Because she's already got another life and got married, and she's got other kids. She's got a whole other family already.
Well, yeah, I mean, dude was in prison. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd move on with my life.
All right, regarding your birthday's the 5th, November 5th. Happy early birthday, Monica. Happy early birthday. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Be well,
Yeah,
be
I love
safe.
you like a sore dick on a
I
wedding
wasn't
night.
planning on this. I didn't think I was going to do a video at all. But
And
this
who doesn't
happened.
love a sore dick on a wedding
Take
night?
care. Bye.
Oh boy, no.
Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Bye.
We skipped through that pretty good.
We did.
So tomorrow, at some point, I'll be doing a raffle show. Let's do the raffle. Talk about that.
Oh.
We're going to set up Bam's 6 p.m. Pampered Chef party.
Yep.
That'll be right here tomorrow night as well, 6 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Central Time. And I'll let you know about that tomorrow. The raffle tickets are $20 a piece. We're already less than 50 tickets left. With the Apple Watch Series 8, 41 millimeter, and
Brand
midnight black, brand new.
Not 5-finger discounted.
Nope.
Did not fall off of a truck.
Not refurbished either. Brand
100% legit.
And then I think we're gonna do. We said we were gonna do a Android watch, right? A Samsung or something
Android,
like that.
Android watch after that. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be a Samsung one.
Yeah. Bam's gonna be doing Pampered Chef right here tomorrow, 6 p.m. I'll put out the notification tomorrow morning.
Jeannie, how do I get a ticket? You cash at Manny at Manny Behind the Mic, or PayPal Manny Behind the Mic.
You Cash App, and then you tell me in your Cash App what number you want.
Yes,
And
$20 a ticket.
Tomorrow morning, I'm going to update the taken numbers list. Right now, the only numbers taken are 4, 11, 13, 20, 28, 33, and 48.
Yes, $20 a ticket.
And that's for the Apple Watch Series 8, brand new, just came out, I think, a couple of weeks ago as well.
Bella.
And we'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do a raffle show. And as soon as we get rid of that thing,
we'll
do the Android show.
I did write a couple of comments on Vanessa's live feed. So when she was sitting there talking about this dude and going on about, I can't even remember what else she was saying. I'm like, I'm sitting here going, who? And finally I decided to type who. Well, shortly after that, she did say his name. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. And then later on, she thanked somebody for something. And I typed, you're welcome. And then she started going, oh, this is interesting. And I'm sitting there going, oh, maybe she's seen my comment and she's going to say something. Well, she didn't.
She didn't. So you didn't get blocked?
No, I didn't get. I don't qualify for a block party T-shirt.
No T-shirt for you.
Damn it, Jim. Damn it, Vanessa.
Damn it, Vanessa. All right. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight with another edition of VT Chronicles.
Yes.
Full day tomorrow. Let's see if we can get this watch, the Apple Watch, raffled off, and then the Pampered Chef with Bam, and then I'll be on later in the night to wrap up the day.
Yep. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Manny will be here with me. He's going to be my
executive producer.
Yeah, my producer, and helping me out. Sorry, I had to sniff a line of Coke there.
Shut up. Don't say it. No, he didn't. He didn't do that.
I do not do drugs, people.
Stop that.
I am not a crackhead.
everyone, and then I'll let you know if I hit court tomorrow morning.
Yes,
I'm not going to do it in the morning because, in all reality, from
Yeah, the whole
8:15
jury thing is really boring.
the whole morning thing is jury selection and all that crap. So court usually starts in the afternoon, right after lunchtime. So I'll see if I might hit that. I will update you on anything I hear. Everyone have a great night. Get some rest. Hope you had a great weekend, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. See you tomorrow night. Hasta luego.